You open your eyes for the first time, and oh no, you've just been born of Vinsmoke. There's no comforting embrace, no warm nursery, and definitely no loving family. Instead, you're probably crying in a sterile laboratory while a bunch of emotionless scientists argue over what genetic modifications work best for creating perfect soldiers. Oh, and your mother? She's literally poisoned herself trying to save your humanity from your psychopath father. You don't get the luxury of growing up with bedtime stories and cookies. You get emotional abuse and siblings who torture you for sport. Stick around as we dive into why being born as Sanji is a nightmare from day one. The crushing weight of chivalry. Let's start with Sanji's most defining trait and his biggest weakness, his unbreakable code of chivalry. This isn't just some charming quirk, it's a soul-crushing burden that nearly gets him killed on a regular basis. Remember Eni's lobby? While his crewmates are fighting for their lives, Sanji gets completely demolished by Khalifa because he literally can't bring himself to hit a woman. She's washing him down with soap bubbles, turning him into a slippery mess, and he just takes it. His crew is counting on him. Robin's life is on the line, and Sanji's getting his ass kicked because of his moral code. That's not notable. That's torturous.
This fight is a matter of life and death. You can't stick to your stupid code of honor, okay? Is chivalry really worth dying for? People are counting on you!
I don't want this. I don't want to die. But I was raised to never hit a lady, no matter what. So even at a time like this, even if it kills me, I won't kick a woman.
And then there's the nosebleeds. Oh, the nosebleeds. What started as a funny gag became a legitimate medical emergency on Fishman Island. The guy literally almost died from blood loss because he saw some mermaids. Imagine being so committed to your romantic ideals that basic human attraction becomes a life-threatening condition. That's not love, that's a curse. But the real kicker? His chivalry makes him the perfect target for manipulation. Every single villain who's figured this out has used it against him ruthlessly. It's like having a giant "exploit me here" sign tattooed on his forehead.
You may look like Nami on the outside, but you're still the same idiot on the inside. You bastard! I'll show you! I'm gonna...
Love's painful paradox. Speaking of romantic torture, let's talk about Sanji's love life, or complete lack thereof. This man's heart gets shattered more often than Usopp's slingshots. Take Nami. Sanji worships the ground she walks on, would literally die for her, cooks her favorite tangerines into every meal. And what does he get in return? Exploitation. She knows exactly how to wrap him around her finger, and she uses it constantly. Sanji-kun, could you? And boom, he's running errands while she counts money. It's not love, it's emotional manipulation. And Sanji's too blinded by his feelings to see it. But pudding? That was psychological warfare. This woman looked him in the eye, told him his eyebrows were beautiful, made him feel seen for the first time in his life, and then laughed about murdering him with her friends. Remember that shot of Sanji standing in the rain, cigarette getting soaked, after hearing her true feelings? That wasn't just heartbreak. That was the destruction of hope itself.
You cannot honestly be that naive. You think I'd marry that low-life pirate? Ha! You must be out of your freaking mind. Not a chance in hell.
The tragedy is that Sanji gives so much love and receives so little genuine affection in return. He's surrounded by people, but emotionally, he's completely isolated. Every romantic gesture, every act of service, every meal he prepares with love. It's mostly one-sided devotion that leaves him emptier than before. The relentless cycle of sacrifice. Now let's talk about the physical and emotional toll of being the crew's chef and protector. Sanji doesn't just cook, he starves himself to keep others fed. His trauma with Zeph runs deeper than most people realize. This man spent months on a rock watching Zeph waste away, thinking they were sharing food when Zeph was secretly giving him everything. That level of survivor's guilt doesn't just disappear. Every time Luffy devours the entire kitchen, which is constantly, Sanji probably flashes back to that rock, to the hunger, to the guilt of being alive. And the hits just keep coming. Remember Skypiea? Sanji literally gets electrocuted by Enel, defending Nami and Usopp. And what does he call it? A love tap. This man's pain tolerance is so warped by emotional trauma that nearly dying feels normal to him. Or how about Queen and Wano? Sanji takes crushing blows that would hospitalize most people, all while his body is literally transforming against his will. He's fighting a war on two fronts, external enemies and his own genetics. He's losing both battles while pretending everything's fine. The worst part? Nobody really notices. While Zoro gets respect for his sacrifice at Thriller Bark, Sanji's constant suffering goes unacknowledged. He's the crew's emotional support system. But who supports him? The Vinsmoke nightmare and stolen dreams. Let's dive into the source of Sanji's deepest pain, his family. Most people have bad childhoods. Sanji was literally bred to be an emotionless killing machine, and then discarded when he showed empathy. His father, Vinsmoke Judge, didn't just abuse him, he erased him, declared him dead, made his own siblings torture him for sport. Imagine being told by your own father that your capacity for kindness, the very thing that makes you human, is a fatal weakness. That's not just abuse, that's psychological annihilation. And his mother? Sora literally poisoned herself trying to save her children's humanity, dying in the process. So Sanji carries the weight of knowing his mother sacrificed her life for his emotions, while watching his brothers become exactly what she died trying to prevent. Every moment of kindness Sanji shows is paid for with his mother's blood. But wait, it gets worse. Remember the clear fruit? Sanji's childhood dream was to become invisible, not for perverted reasons initially, but because a scared, abused kid just wanted to hide from the world. And then Absalom shows up with that exact power, living Sanji's escape fantasy right in front of him. It's like the universe is personally trolling his trauma. Even his dream of the all blue feels tainted now. Is he searching for a legendary sea, or is he just trying to find a place where he can finally belong? When your own family rejects you, even paradise feels like another potential disappointment. The Zoro Complex and hidden injuries. And then there's Zoro. This rivalry isn't just comedic relief. It's a constant reminder of Sanji's insecurities about his place in the crew. Zoro's the official first mate, the vice captain, Luffy's right hand. And what's Sanji? The cook. Not the second strongest, not the tactical genius, just the cook. Every curly brow insult, every strength comparison, every time Zoro gets acknowledged as the crew's second in command, it chips away at Sanji's self-worth. The strength gap becomes obvious when Zoro consistently fights the second strongest enemies, while Sanji faces the third strongest. Every arc reinforces the hierarchy. And what can he do? Crack jokes and light another cigarette. But you can see it in his eyes. That stings. Speaking of cigarettes, let's address the elephant in the room. Sanji's smoking isn't just a habit, it's self-medication. Man is slowly killing his lungs, because it's the only coping mechanism he has for his stress and trauma. Every cigarette is a small act of self-destruction, and everyone just treats it as a cool character quirk. Remember Wano's rooftop battle? The biggest fight of the arc? Kaido himself? And where was Sanji? Stuck dealing with Black Maria's trap because he couldn't hit a woman. While Zoro was scarring an emperor, Sanji was getting humiliated and needing Robin to save him. That's gotta sting worse than Queen's poison. The way to perfection in Germa's shadow. The cruelest irony of Sanji's story? The German technology that could make him stronger is the same poison that destroyed his childhood. When he first used the raid suit, you could see the internal conflict. The power felt good, he was faster, stronger, more effective in battle. But every enhancement came with the terrifying possibility of becoming like his brothers. Emotionless, cruel, efficient. The thing he needed most was also the thing that could destroy everything that made him, him. And those genetic modifications that awakened in Wano, watching Sanji slowly lose his ability to feel empathy, becoming faster and stronger but less human. That's body horror on a psychological level. He's literally watching himself transform into the monster his family tried to create. There's nothing he can do to stop it. The scene where he destroys the raid suit is heartbreaking when you really think about it. He's choosing to be weaker, choosing to struggle more, choosing to put his crew at a disadvantage, all because he'd rather die as himself than live as a Vinsmoke weapon. It's not just brave, it's tragic. The isolation of being the crew's heart. Here's what makes Sanjis Suffering uniquely brutal. He's the crew's emotional caretaker, but nobody takes care of him. When Luffy's hungry, Sanji feeds him. When Nami's sad, Sanji comforts her. When Chopper's scared, Sanji protects him. When Usopp's hurt, Sanji heals him with food. But when Sanji's breaking down, when his family trauma is crushing him, when his unrequited love is tearing him apart, who's there for him? He spent 2 years on Momorio Island, literally in hell, learning recipes to make his crew stronger. While everyone else trained for themselves, Sanji's training was entirely focused on serving others better. Even his personal growth is selfless to the point of self-destruction. And the most heartbreaking part, he's good at hiding it. Too good. His pain is so normalized, so constant, that even his closest friends don't know how much he's suffering. He's mastered the art of suffering in silence, while keeping everyone else happy. The man who feeds everyone is emotionally starving. The man who protects everyone is completely vulnerable. The man who loves everyone feels completely unloved. That's not sad. That's devastating. A heart too big for this world. So, is it worth it? The constant heartbreak, the family trauma, the physical abuse, the emotional isolation, the self-destructive habits, and the weight of keeping everyone else's spirits up while your own soul is burning. Sanji's life is a constant contradiction. He's the crew's greatest romantic in the world that crushes romance. He's their most chivalrous member in situations where chivalry is a liability. He's their most emotional member in the world that punishes vulnerability. He's their most loving member while receiving the least love in return. Every meal he cooks with love, every kick thrown in protection, every cigarette lit in contemplation. It's all part of a man who refuses to let the world's cruelty make him cruel. His strength isn't in his kicks or his cooking. It's in his stubborn refusal to become the heartless weapon his family tried to create. But at what cost? The constant pain, the ignored trauma, the unrequited love, the family that disowned him, the dream that feels impossibly far away. Sanji burns himself as fuel to keep everyone else warm, and most of the time nobody even notices the smoke. He doesn't just want to find the all blue. He needs to find a place where his love is returned, where his kindness is valued, where his big heart isn't seen as a weakness. He's not just searching for a legendary sea. He's searching for a home where he can finally stop pretending he's okay. So after hearing all that, do you still want Sanji's life? Could you handle the constant emotional pain, the family trauma, the unrequited love, and the weight of being everyone else's support system while having no support yourself? Let me know in the comments. What's the hardest part about being Sanji in your opinion? Or do you think his love and passion make it all worth it? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Black Leg Struggle, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more epic One Piece content, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We're breaking down another Straw Hat soon, so stay tuned. Until then, keep cooking with love, chase your all blue, and never let the world make you heartless.